In this video, we're going to look at the key ideas or guideposts to economic thinking as discussed by the authors Bortney, Stroop, Sobel, and McPherson in their Principles of Economics textbook. First key guidepost is using scarce resources is costly, so people face trade-offs. In this guidepost, they mention the all-important term of opportunity cost, the highest valued alternative that must be sacrificed when choosing an option. There are always trade-offs. Producing more of one thing means there are fewer resources to produce other things. There's no such thing as free schooling, for example. To use resources to produce education requires capital, labor, and land, which means there are now less resources to produce other things. Guidepost 2. Individuals choose purposefully by economizing. Economizing behavior is when individuals select the option that gives them the greatest benefit at the least possible cost. This is an example of rational decision making. Rational decision makers weigh the benefits of their choice with the costs of the choice. Some people like skydiving, base jumping, and wingsuit flying because the personal benefits outweigh the risks. Guidepost 3, incentives matter. The authors consider this the most important guidepost. As the benefit of an option increases, a person is more likely to choose that option. As the cost of an option increases, a person is less likely to choose that option. People responding to incentives. If the price of beef rises, people will buy less beef. If the price of funerals increases, there will be fewer funerals. People are more likely to donate used clothing than brand new clothing. People are more likely to try to save someone drowning in a swimming pool rather than the rapid currents of the Niagara Falls. People responding to incentives. Individuals make decisions at the margin. Guidepost 4. You could buy a burger and a soda for $4 or get a value meal that includes fries, burger and the soda for $5. Marginal thinking is paying an additional dollar, the marginal cost to get the fries, worth the marginal benefit of having the fries. What is the marginal benefit and marginal cost of a new stapler or new factory? So these decisions require to think at the margin, comparing the benefits and the added costs. And we don't want to confuse marginal with average. The average cost of producing the first vial of COVID vaccine includes large amounts of fixed costs, research and development, testing and clinical trials. The marginal cost of producing the first vial of vaccine only includes the ingredients used in the vial, the packaging, and perhaps a small amount of labor that went into producing it. Marginal cost is less than average cost, at least for the first vial and probably for many after that. Considering whether to expand production is based on marginal cost. What are the added costs of producing a little bit more output? We don't want to confuse marginal benefit with total benefit. Decisions are not made by comparing, say, the total benefit of food with the total benefit of clothing. We make decisions based on whether having a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that makes sense. When deciding to skip class, students should consider what they will miss that day and compare it to what they can do with the additional time. The tuition paid for the class is irrelevant. Guidepost 5, acquiring information is costly. It takes time to acquire information. There comes a point where the benefit to acquiring additional information is not worth the cost. People will spend more time researching a new car purchase than a can opener. Decision-making is characterized by using limited information and uncertainty because information is costly. There's an idea of rational ignorance, although not mentioned in this textbook, the idea that there comes a point where acquiring further information is simply not worth it. The benefits don't outweigh the costs. Number 6, beware of secondary effects from economic actions. A common economic error is to only consider direct effects, not indirect effects or secondary effects of policies. The direct effect of drinking lots of alcohol is a jolly feeling. The secondary effect is a hangover. Fuel efficiency standards are justified to reduce fuel consumption, sort of the direct effect, but there are indirect effects. Auto companies can reduce the weight of the vehicle to increase fuel efficiency, making the vehicles more dangerous to the occupants in a crash. With better fuel efficiency, people may decide to actually drive more miles. The U.S. protects sugar growers from foreign competition to save jobs, but many U.S. candy producers, as a result, have moved their operations to Canada or Mexico to avoid paying 2 to 3 times world price of sugar, a key input in making candy. Guidepost 7, the value of a good or service is subjective. Some people are willing to pay a lot to see a ballet. Others wouldn't go even if given a ticket. A person will place less value on a ballet if they just recently seen a ballet. Value changes when circumstances change. Successful entrepreneurs move resources and goods from low-valued uses to high-valued uses. And finally, Guidepost 8, the last one, the test of a theory is its ability to predict. Economists are most interested in predicting the behavior of groups of people than rather a specific individual. A theory is valid if it is consistent with real-world events. Okay, that's it.